passed away. No, passed away. And they have her memorial foundation. It's such a
Oh my gosh, there was such a pretty rainbow like last week.
We did day 2.
Not on section 482.
Oh,
I think it's here.
All right. Today, just a little bit more about yesterday, just to kind of remind you. Yesterday, what was the generic formula for all these? Good. Okay, so again, for this type of scenario, I'm going to give you some information and you're going to come up with the missing pieces. So much like yesterday, the only difference is I'm going to give you a little bit different scenario, but it's the same concept. So for these particular problems, again, that formula was from yesterday. Okay, so that's not new. All right, that's the same formula we had yesterday, but here's what's going to happen. They're going to give you problems that say something like a sub 7 equals 17 and a sub 26 equals 93. And what you are asked to do is you're asked to write the rule, which means I need to know what the equation was. So first thing is, in order to write the rule, according to what Sarah gave us for the rule, was she said that A1 in there and she also said the D. Did I give you A1 or D at all? No. So you're going to have to find them. So here's how we find them. On the first one it says that when I plug in 7, I get out 17. So that means that the 17 would go here. You don't know A1. What's the n? 7 minus 1 times the D. What is 7 minus 1? 6. Good. So 17 equals A1 plus 6D. Now, I want you to do the same thing on the other side. When I plug in 26, I get out 93, which means 93 equals I don't know A1 plus 26 minus 1 times D. What's 26 minus 1? 25. 93 equals A1 plus 25D. Now, it's been a long time since you've had problems like this, but you have two unknowns. Earlier in this year, we've solved these. Earlier in your Algebra 1 careers, you solved these. You either used substitution or elimination, okay, or graphing if you want to see where they cross. But substitution or elimination are probably the two ways that I'm going to do this. So what do you want to find first? Or how do you want to find it? Do you want to use substitution or elimination? Elimination. If I want to use elimination, that means I got to get rid of one of the letters. The easiest one to get rid of is A1. Okay? So if I'm going to do that, what's going to happen is I need the A1s to be opposites of each other. I have A1 on this one and I have A1 on that one. So what's the opposite of A1? Negative A1. Which means I got to multiply one of them by a negative 1. When I do that, I get negative 17 equals negative A1 minus 6D. What's 93 minus 17? Double check. 76. Good. What about the A1s? They're gone, right? What's 25 minus 6? Good. Now how do you find the D? Divide it. Awesome. And what's 76 divided by 19? Huh? 4. You just found the D. Once you have the D, can you work backwards to find A1? Yeah. What formula would you like to plug it into? The 17 one? Okay. 17 equals, I don't know, plus 6 times 4. What's 6 times 4? Good. And how do I get rid of the 24? I subtract it, and 17 minus 24 is -7. Good. Now, final answer. What's the rule? A sub n equals, what was the first term that you just found? -7 plus n minus 1 times, what was the D that you found? 4. And that's it. You just write the rule. So for these particular problems, it's not asking you to come up with anything else like, now graph the first 6 terms or anything like that. You're just finding the rule. Would you like me to do another one?
No.
Do you guys remember doing that before?
Yeah.
My thing is, what I would do is I would change the signs on one of the equations. That eliminates A1. And then work backwards to find the D and the A1. Okay? Is everybody okay with those? Awesome. Now, the next thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have something like this. If I give you 20, I equals 1, 3i plus 7. What's that fancy looking E stand for again? What? Sigma. Which means what? I got to go up to 20, right? But what else do I do with the numbers? Don't square them. Add them. Right. Now, quick question for you. Do you want to do every number from 1 to 20?
No.
And then add them all together? That is an option. You can do every number from 1 to 20, put them in there, see what you get, and then add them all together. That is an option for you. However, there's a shortcut. As long as it's arithmetic, which this one is. The shortcut formula looks like this. S sub n equals n, a1 plus an divided by 2. It doesn't look necessarily like a shortcut, but trust me, it is. Because the alternative is you have to do all 20 terms and then add them together. Now, here's what everything means. This stands for how many terms? So for our particular problem, how many terms are we doing? Right, because we are going to 20 on the top. So I'm putting 20 in for n. What's A1? Oh, what does A1 stand for? The first one. Hold on. Yeah, yes it will, but when we, just wait. Okay, so it's the first term. What do you think A sub n stands for? The last term, right? And what do you think the number 2 is? A number, right? So, here's what I need you to do. I need you to find the first term, and I need you to find the last term. How do I find the first term? Plug in 1, let's see what we get. What's 3 times 1 plus 7? 10. That's my first term. Now I need you to find the last term, which is 3 times 20 plus 7. 67. Now, in order to figure this one out, I got to take 10 plus 67, which is 77 divided by 2 times by 20. $770. Now, here's the alternative, you guys. If you would have found all 20 terms and then added them together, what number should you have got? 770. It's a shortcut in a sense where I'm only asking you to put in two numbers, or find two numbers rather than 20. Okay? The formula works for these types of problems. This is the second half of your assignment today. Okay? So if I had something like this, 10 on the top, 1 on the bottom, 9i. You could, if you really wanted to spend the time, find all 10 terms. By the way, how did I know there was 10? 10 is the top number? So that's 10 goes on the outside. What's the first term? If I put the number 1 in, what do I get? 9. What's the last term? If I put in 10, what do I get? 90. So first of all, what's 9 plus 90? The great one, good. Divided by 2 times by 10. Done. The alternative would be find all 10 terms and then add them together. So that is an option. However, this goes a little bit quicker. What do you think? Not too bad? Are you guys still comfortable with the first ones that I had you do where you got to find the D and the A1?
Yep.
Okay. And that's it. So, on page 423, 33 to 42, multiples of 3, 44, 48, 50, 55.